In this video, I will explain the remaining three layers: session layer, presentation layer and application layer. Then first layer is the session layer. The main activity of the session layer is it establishes the connection between the sender and a receiver. Once the connection is established, it is maintained throughout the communication and the synchronization of the interaction among the devices. So the session layer is mainly responsible for the dialogue control and synchronization. Then what does it mean by a dialogue control? The session layer allows two systems to enter into a dialogue. It allows the communication between two processes to take place in either half duplex or in full duplex mode. So once a communication has to begin, there must be an agreement between the sender and the receiver. So this agreement is done by sending some sort of messages. This message is not the part of the actual message, it is addition to that of the original message. This is for establishing the connection purpose only. So this kind of additional messages are known as dialogues. Then next activity of the session layer is synchronization. The synchronization is a point which is already discussed in the physical layer. The same activity is repeated here also, but in the physical layer the synchronization was in between the physical layers. But here this session layer, it is an upper layer. So upper level of synchronization is achieved here. In physical layer it is at the lower level of synchronization is happening. Then for maintaining the synchronization we use checkpoints. Then what is the meaning of checkpoint? It is being explained with the help of an example. If a system is sending a file of 2000 pages and it is advisable to insert checkpoints after every 100 pages to ensure that each 100 page unit is received and acknowledged independently. That means first 100 pages are arrived at the receiving side, then a checkpoint is placed, and what does it mean is first 100 pages are reached safely. Then second slot of pages or second part of the checkpoint is started to send. And what is the advantage of this kind of checkpoints implementation is that if a particular page is not arrived in the order, then suppose for example 523 is a page is missing, then it has to restart from 501 onwards up to 523. Not all the pages from the beginning has to be resent again. So this kind of checkpoints and synchronization, this level of synchronization is performed by the session layer. So the position of the session layer is clear in this figure, and the main activities are dialogue control and synchronization. The next layer is the presentation layer. So presentation layer is mainly concerned with semantics and syntax of the information. That means sender and the receiver may be using different kinds of semantics or different kinds of exchanging information. Different kinds of protocols may be used for encoding of messages. So this has to be translated into a common platform that is understandable by the sender and the receiver. The process in two systems are exchanging information. Maybe different types of information may be sent, like characters, numbers, pictures or audio files, etc. But whatever type of message is being transmitted, all the messages are to be converted into terms of ones and zeros, and it should be understandable by the sender and the receiver. So there must be an encoding system implemented in between these two systems. So how the data has to be represented or how the data has to be presented to the user, that is understandable by the sender and the receiver. This translation level, this translation activity is performed by the presentation layer. This is what the main activity of the presentation layer. And encryption and compression, these are also the activities of the presentation layer. Encryption, as we know, it is changing the message to another pattern or another type of another information. That means original information will be translated into, replaced with another type of message, and the reverse operation is performed at the receiving side to extract the actual message from the encrypted message. The advantage of this is to make sure the privacy of the information. The next activity performed with the presentation layer is a compression, data compression, which reduces the size of the data by various techniques, and this will also enable us to send a large amount of data without much difficulty. So this figure explains the position of the presentation layer, the main activities of the presentation layer: translation, compression and encryption. And the last layer is the application layer, that is the uppermost layer. Here is the actual communication of the user and the system, or the interface between the user and the system is happening at this application layer, and various types of applications are used. Some examples are given here. The main activities include virtual network or remote login. We can replace the term with another term, remote login. And file transferring, access management, mail services, directory services are examples of application layer process. That is, directory services means remote machines directory can be can be accessed by the server. Servers directory can be accessed by the clients. We can send mail through email services. All these are application layer processes or application layer protocols used for accessing the network. So here it is a summary of all the layers. It is very clear and explained so far, and this is also another kind of representation of all the layers. Thank you.